Now we've made a little bit of an adjustment. Knowing Ryan as well as I do and having taught him for the past 6 years, I know he really likes to flight that ball down, especially on a little bit of a breezy day like we have today. And what we've done, Ryan, tell them what club you've selected to hit this shot.
I've got a 56-degree sand wedge.
So we went from the 60 degree where we were seeing the ball balloon up in the air a little more with the spin that a longer swing's creating, and now we've got the 56. And what that's going to enable us to do, little lower flight, little lower trajectory off the club face, and therefore the distance control is going to be a little easier to control, a little less susceptible to the wind. So let's talk what that does to the length of your swing. What do you do to adjust for that in terms of the lower loft?
56 degree is going to be closer to more of a waist-high to waist-high swing. It's a lot more controlled, you know, the smaller golf swing. I'm going to hit a little bit more solid. I'm going to reduce the spin. I'm actually going to control the spin better, so I know it's going to go up one hop and stop and maybe not land and suck back. So I know this shot is a lot more predictable, so it's something that I use as more of a go-to shot from this yardage rather than, you know, more of a full swing.
That's one of the things that you'll hear so many of the pros talk about, is they're able to control the ball. Good wedge play is always being in control of that shot, and I think that's incredibly important for us here. Let's show them just a little bit here, face onto the camera. As you could see just a moment ago when we had the 60, it was more of a shoulder high to shoulder high motion, but now we're overlapping distances. I think it's very important to be able to overlap the sand wedge and the lob wedge, or overlap a gap wedge and a sand wedge, or even, as I mentioned earlier, a pitching wedge, a 9-iron, 8-iron. You want to be able to hit various yardages with different clubs, but you want to be able to hit all of these wedges approximately the same distance with different lengths of swings. Let's talk about the length of this one now with the 56 degree. Remember, just a moment ago we were going shoulder high to shoulder high with the lob wedge. Now with the 56, let's show them the shot we'll use, where he's just below shoulder high, kind of in between waist high and shoulder high. And this is what we talked about earlier in the DVD, that even though we're just focusing on 3 positions, kind of waist high, shoulder high, and full, you can kind of feel in between on that. So once or twice more here. There, and now look where the follow through is. See how the follow through is in between shoulder and waist high? Just kind of an even momentum type swing, back and through. One more time. Nice and rhythmic, back and through. The body finishes. Arms rotate, club's in a beautiful finish position. Let's set up and hit one for them. This ball is going to come off a lot lower. It's going to have a little less spin, a little more predictable in terms of the distance and the trajectory and the control of the shot. It's always fun working with these great players. They're so good at controlling the distance of the ball, and that's the one thing I really want you to be able to do at home. When you're in that 50 to 75 range, try to find out which club and what length you're most comfortable with. And one thing I find in working with amateurs, you're going to find that you've got a favorite yardage. I want you to play to your strength, play to that favorite yardage. If you're good from 50 yards, we'll try to hit those layup shots to 50. If you're more comfortable with a sand wedge from 75, you don't have to hit it to 50 just because you can hit it that far. Play to your strength. I really want to encourage all my amateur players to try to play to the strength of their game, and it's okay to have a favorite yardage or two in your short game.